offshoots of it, that you do a couple of things. One is you integrate the right left sides of the brain, and you understand this, right? The right side of the brain is, oh, I love you, we're all connected, we love each other, and everything is possible. And the left side of the brain is, what, you gotta be kidding, give me the process, give me the plan, I wanna know how you do it. And you never did this before, even in a past life, I don't think you were successful at this, okay? So that's what we're dealing with. And so the left side of our brain is really fantastic at itemizing and systematic application of things and understanding. And, you know, people in the room, how many of you are good with the left side of your brain? There's the, and how many of the same people work at Boeing? Keep your hands up. See, that's right. I knew it. So this side of your brain, it understands and can organize concepts. And this side of your brain, it's creative and it can see the bigger picture and it's always looking for the connections. And it, you know, OSR is really a right brain thing. It gives you some left brain stuff, but really it's about the right brain, using the right side of your brain. So Tony Buzan felt that you get what he had a specific term for it. Let me just make sure I got it. He claimed that mind mapping was a superior note-taking format because it didn't lead to a semi-hypnotic trance that occurs when you take notes. Isn't that true? I think so. You're taking notes, but there's no pictures in your notes. Let's pretend we're not in OSR. And we're taking notes, and suddenly, sleepy, really need a cup of coffee, daydreaming about something else, and we're in a trance. We've lost our engagement with what's happening. So he believed that it utilized the full range of the right-left brain, human cortexical skills, and accessed something that he called super logic. This is important. It's going to be on the pop quiz later, right?
Right.
Super logic, Tony Buzan. Okay? So when our brain, do you understand? How many of you read the book by David Rock called Your Brain at Work? Okay, write that down. That's important. This guy is on the cutting edge of brain science as it is applied in the work world. Very important. So David Rock, and he wrote this book, Your Brain at Work, and what he said is the brain, the prefrontal cortex part of the brain is sort of like a stage. So I, of course, could relate to this because I was a former actor, right? So he said it's like a stage, and that the concepts and things that are coming in from the room, like the visual stimulus of all of you looking at me and the room and all the beautiful things in it, that's sort of like coming in from the wings. The things that I'm thinking about those things as I'm going through it, like, God, don't look at your note cards too much, that's going to be distracting to them, or things like that. My inner dialogue, that's my audience, okay? So that's me engaging with the parts of myself, and my memory is out there too. So when you are with someone and they're searching for the right thing to say, they can't remember the word, they are like at the back of the theater, you know, looking through old playbills, trying to find that concept. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Do you have a visual of that? Yeah. Now here's the problem. When we're in the world, normally, we have tons of visual stimulus, but we can actually only hold, that stage is tiny and it can only hold 4 concepts on it at the same time. So if you happen to be on your BlackBerry or your iPhone or checking your email at the same time that we're engaged in conversation, you probably won't catch but 30% of what I'm talking about. Because your brain, it just can't multitask in that way. You already have an inner dialogue going on right now about what's happening up here, right? Thinking to yourself, God, I hope she doesn't talk so much, or this could be boring, or it seems very interesting, I like the color, she's going to draw the whole time, doesn't make sense, I don't understand, you know, all that stuff, or I do, this is, I'm way beyond this, you know, all of these things are happening at the same time. So your job, really, with your brain, is to give it something to focus on. So mind mapping actually allows you to focus on a number of concepts at the same time. while you are holding the Uber concept in your mind. So you're thinking about what do you call it that you have to do? It's your big presentation. It's called
theory paper.
Your theory paper, right? Was that what we did?
I don't have to talk.
What was the meditation about, or the opening?
That's over though.
That's over. It really did happen. It did happen.
No need to go back up.
Anxiety went way up. I love that. That means you're over. Whoa, clear it out. Okay, everybody go like this. Go like this. I have a fantastic imagination. Oh, I have a fantastic imagination. Okay, you see? All right, so what we know to be true is that visuals, and this is all about the history, and I would say
That's not fun. That's a great thing.
visuals create order out of chaos.
Word.
And what's great about it is actually you know that, I know you know this, but brainstorming is chaos, and that's what you want when you are in a room full of leaders. You know this, you're in a good meeting and they say, okay, let's brainstorm some ideas, and nobody says anything. Have you ever done that?
That's the worst.
And you think to yourself, oh my God, they're just so dull. Come on, people. It's good to get them up walking around. And the new science says that if you walk them around and you have them draw a picture of what it is that they think should be one of the ideas up there and then present it, they actually will give you something more, because they can go in first and then go out, right? So they're capturing these pieces. So visuals create order out of chaos. Now, let's talk about what. Oh, I gotta just use multiple colors here. I'm not being good about this. Here's the what stream. So what is mind mapping? Okay, so it's a diagramming process that allows you to surface ideas, tasks, use of words and pictures. I'm going to put these together because in my world they're synonymous. Okay? So that's what it is. How would you use it? So you might use it for idea generation. Okay, so brainstorming. You might use it for study. Let's say you want to organize or note-taking in the room, right? Some study. You might use it to problem solve. All right, so you're getting ready to write your
Theory
paper on some theory, and you can use it for that. You can use it for decision making. We're just going to go through every black pen in this box. I can see that might be the paper. This is probably from the Grove, I bet you. Where do you order your paper from? Who knows? Nobody knows. The Grove. It's got to be from the Grove. And then classification. So let's say we want to organize ideas. Okay, so somebody showed me over here this process that they were using to talk about concepts. It was a visual thing. Open that up, please. Thank you.
You're the boss.
I'm the boss. So here's an example about the overlapping circles indicate where the conferences are that are happening, right? So in the same way, you can use a mind map to quantify or classify information, like which cup of coffee gives you the best buzz, right? There's a guy that's doing this. His name is Krum, K-R-U-M, did a beautiful poster about coffee, and I was, intrigued by it. So, because I need to know where's the coffee coming from and how much will I get. So, these are the ways you can use it, and I would say many, many more. And then, how do you do it? This is important. So, what I did up here is I already drew out a couple of different processes that you can use. One is this, where it follows a flow. And this is a historical flow. Because there are many sides to me, I put my history into one stream, right? But I might have a stream on, what I believe about the world, and that might go here. I might have something about what I dream about, where I want to be with my life in 10 years. That might go here, right? So I'm the central